answering questions. You can react with the emotion, or you can, unmute yourself and ask questions. Just feel free to ask questions to me in this workshop, because it is like interactive, and we're gonna do all the things together. I'm gonna do hands-on things with you. And quick question for you guys: would anyone of you from the list have already joined my previous last year's workshop? You can react with emoji and you can put it in chat. And I can't see the chat. Adrian, would you mind reading it?
I haven't seen anyone jump in the chat just yet, but I do know that I remember Catherine, who was able to join us today. I know she was there last year. And I think Janelle too. Anyone else who were able to join us? Oh, Rika. Yes. Hey, Rika. Rika joined last year too. Yeah,
Hey,
there's
thank you so
enough
much
of
for
us.
joining. Thank you so much for joining again, guys. And hi again to everybody who is seeing me for the first time. Okay, like I mentioned, we're gonna start with asking questions. So I really want to know, do you know what the year 2008 was known for? There is something very big happened in 2008. Come on, you can unmute yourself and talk.
So we're getting housing crisis, we're getting economic crash, we're getting housing crash, econ crash.
That's
I graduated 8th grade. Awesome. Um, Honestly, what is happening right now? Again, facts. Yes, Kat. Market crash. I graduated from high school. Financial crisis. Oh yeah, the crisis. I know, right?
yes. 2008 was very well known for a global financial crisis. And second one is tricky one, and I'm expecting from tech people to answer it. Do you guys know which year the Transformer research paper was released? Which
Ooh,
year?
I don't know. Does
Come
anyone
on,
know?
you have to.
2008.
No.
Candace. 2008. People are guessing 2008.
So Google DeepMind has released this paper, and Transformers and LLM. People got to know about LLMs and Transformer after releasing this research paper.
Vanessa said 2017.
That's right. Congratulations.
Got
Yeah.
it, girl.
So yeah, she's right. So in 2017, eight researchers from Google DeepMind, they released this paper, and it went viral, and people like so into AI, and they were like so impressed with these terms. Why I mention this is these big things. It is very well known for the year like 2008 and 2017, or even ChatGPT came in like 15, 22, and now this 2022 to 2025, 30. These years will be known for an AI boom. Yeah, and this in this AI boom, everybody is like so overwhelming. Even in 2025, we got overwhelmed by learning AI, at the same time trying AI models, getting know about new AI models like Perplexity or Mistral. We do have DeepSeek, and in this overwhelming AI era, we also are scared with one myth that AI will take our jobs. And like Jensen Hong said, AI will not take your job. The people who know AI will. So, this is what today's workshop is about. I want all of you to take pause, and rather than training or implementing complex backend code, let's just focus on the behavior of generative AI and how to manipulate it with like just prompts, few prompts, and learning how to use these prompts, and few system instructions or settings. And before starting it, this is today's agenda. I'm gonna walk you through the generative AI workflow and what exactly happened with behind the scenes. We will get to know about fine tuning concept, and there is one misconception. Most of the people, they think RAG and fine tuning it's same. We're gonna get to know about the difference of RAG and fine tuning. We will get to know about the theoretical part of prompt designing, and then we will see hands-on on Vertex AI Studio. Then we'll see the very well-known and common parameters: temperature, top P, top K, which plays very important role in building an AI agent. And then we will start with, building, testing, or deploying an AI agent or website within few minutes. Trust me, few minutes on Vertex AI Studio on low code and no code platform. Are you guys excited? Just react with emoji. Come on. And before moving towards the workshop, I want you all to scan this QR code. And just a warning, Kabile will come in between the workshop. Just just get to used to it. And yes, this is the technical guide for today's workshop. I have written all the step by step things. If I'm going fast, if you missed anything, or if you want to cope up with the things, and if you're running out of time, you can follow these steps, and you can also learn and get to know few details of this workshop. I hope you guys have I'm assuming you guys have scanned this QR code, and let's start with the workshop by the term generative AI. So generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence which generates content for you. Which kind of contents? In term of files and text and task. And when I mentioned files, I actually meant in text, code, image, audio, video, speech, and task like document summarization, information extraction, marketing campaign, and as per our requirement. Okay, now everybody, maybe most of you guys are thinking, okay, Mansi, you told in the starting that you will tell about all the back-end flow of the workshop or any generative AI task. This is all we know. We give prompt to generative AI, it generates task. Yes, that's right. This is the front end of generative AI, and we all should know what is behind the scenes, what exactly happens when generative AI generate the content, and how does it generate the new content. So it learns from the massive amount of large scale data, including text, extracting data from images, video. And when I said text, it can be PDF document, CSV, XML file. And this learning, or this process of learning, is training. And this training further results in the creation of foundation models, which we usually known for large models. The models which we use like in on day-to-day basis, like Perplexity, Gemini, ChatGPT. And there is one typical foundation model, PALM, by Google, which stands for Pathway of Language Model for language generation. And like I mentioned, Gemini and all the very well known AI models for multi-model processing. Then we have Cody for code generation, Imagen, or now we have Nano Banana for image processing. And these foundation models generate new content to solve general problems, and general problems like the same which I mentioned, the extract information extraction, PDF summarization, and many more as per our requirement. Now, these LLMs are outdated. It has very old information. To get up to date information, we need to retrain this model with new data sets, which also known as fine tuning models. And these fine tune models further solve specific problems like financial analysis, or we would say healthcare problems. This is what our models are. When it came, let's say ChatGPT 3 came, like ChatGPT 3.5 came, fine tuning is just a part of training a model and making it informative and updated. There is a lot of matrix multiplication happens in the background, and this is the overall scenario. And this fine tuning models, yes, I was talking about fine tuning models, and I want to show you the quick architecture of fine tuning model, what exactly happens. And this diagram or the architecture here is explaining how to make like general AI language model or LLM better at specific task. Like like I mentioned, handling medical, healthcare, or financial analysis. So now let's start with this. We can see steps here with the pre-training steps. So it's like basic, where we start with the huge data set of like general text from the internet or books, Wikipedia, and this builds a pre-trained LLM, which also learns grammar and facts and patterns, but it's still very general. And this step needs a lot of computing power. So now we gathered the targeted data for your task, like from industry document or databases or Q&A example, and now user prompts can help test what goes in. Like, even we can give the prompts and we can see that. let's Let me give an example. If you're asking to ChatGPT, let's say you have your startup, you can say what is XYZ startup. ChatGPT will not know about it. You have to tell ChatGPT what exactly your startup is about, what who is like co-founder, CEO, and what your startup exactly does. So, which means you are giving the industrial domain specific data to your ChatGPT. That is what we are doing here. And now we take this pre-trained model and adjust it with our specified data. And this fine tuning like a little bit tweaks the model to perform well in whatever the area we are training from scratch to the AI model. And there are like various tools available, maybe Hugging Face or Laura, which can make this step faster and cheaper. And now this is the last step where we deploy user give query or prompt to fine tune LLM, and now it is providing precise and relevant answers based on the specified knowledge we have provided, instead of like generic responses. So this was about fine tuning, giving the documents and training our data on fine tuning on the pre-trained model. Let's move towards the concept RAG, which is Retrieval Augmented Generation. And I've seen in the poll that many people have like familiar with the AI concepts. So would love to know from you guys in one line, or maybe you can explain and brief what exactly what is your understanding of RAG, and then I will explain this architecture.
Okay, I have one person who raised their hand. And before we get too far away from it, I know that Darlise asked Gemini, but just to give you time to answer the question too, for your last slide for fine tuning, Sarah wanted to know if you knew any of the underlying algorithms.
For underlying algorithms for fine tuning, RAG, or any backend flow.
Yes.
Well,
Go ahead. Go
Sarah
ahead.
here jumping in. Yeah,
Yeah, please do. Please do.
I guess just curious to know if you had any understanding of like what the architecture of the algorithms are, right? Like in my understanding of data analytics, it's, an algorithm typically will predict something or classify. So just curious if you had any understanding or explanation about like how an LLM would be structured.
Oh, like I should have the architecture, like I mentioned in the research paper of Attention is All You Need. There is a very perfect explanation of transformers and LLM, how exactly LLM. I can even show you here by sharing my screen. And I would highly recommend the people who are reading it for the first time to go through this architecture. This is a very well-known architecture from this research paper, and it is explaining what exactly is happening in the background, and it's a very deep and very technical concepts. If you guys know about deep learning, there are networking happens in the background. We have like input layer, we have hidden output layer, and then when I said matrix multiplication happen in the background, I actually meant every the input output layer, it has nodes, and every node contains weight, and we do the multiplication, and those weights and those matrix is in the form of 3 by 3 or dimensional matrix, and we do multiplication of them to get the answer. It's again the very deep concept, and the workshop is specifically for the beginners as well as the moderate and expertise people. So I don't want to confuse them and would love to go with the flow. And if you have any questions, would love to connect in person or virtually on Zoom call, and then I can suggest you with the whatever questions or queries you have with. I just don't want to confuse the other audience who are like beginners and they might get scared with this.
I'll take a look at the paper. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yep.
That was a great question, Sarah. And
Yeah,
also, just for you guys to know, Mansi will be one of our mentors. So you'll definitely have some time to connect with her offline as well as in the Discord. I do see an answer to your last question on RAG, the understanding of that. I saw Vanessa, she said, in my understanding, RAG is when we don't have to update all the model. We can specific, I think she meant like we can give or get specific information from the model itself. And then Divya said, RAG is like when we are giving documents and other details to the LLM so that it can generate domain-specific answers. Cool. Rika said, for the question on RAG, it's a way of grounding a pre-trained model in a specific subject. Awesome. Ariana explained it as fine-tuning. And I think, Rama, you raised your hand too. If you had a question, feel free to jump off.
Hi, yes, Rahma. No, not a problem. I was just gonna give an answer to Rag that it's your retrieval from documents that you either uploaded or data that you've given it already. So the base it's drawing from is there. So whether it's like basic search, it pulls from that database that you uploaded, basically.
Thank you. Oh, are you still there, Mansi?
I'm sorry. What?
Oh, were you still there? Could you hear?
Yeah, her voice was like breaking in between, but yeah, she
Oh,
was explaining about retrieval term and she understood this concept and she explained this, right?
yes.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm so sorry where your voice was breaking in between, but yeah, feel free to comment it, put it in the chat box, and yeah, it was a good understanding as because I cannot see chat. The Adrian is reading and only I can hear them.
No,
And
it's okay. It's okay. And no, Rama, you're fine. You did good. I think that this is going a great direction. And then Darlie's wanted to co-sign and add. So RAG gives us an opportunity for more factual responses by giving them access to external, up-to-date information from your own sources before generating a response. So I know that you were going to lead into that next.
that is right. The answers you guys gave was right about fine tuning and RAG. And yeah, I was talking about RAG, where this is the architecture, or it's not exactly the technical backend architecture, but this is the idea for you guys to get what exactly fine tuning and RAG does. And this is the system where like it works with like all the models like Gemini, Claude, and ChatGPT, and it lets the AI look up like real in information before answering, so that it can give like smarter, more accurate. And in this step and RAG, we get less chances of hallucinations. So we can start with like user giving a query and it receives the input, sends the question both as like plain text and as encoded vector to the retriever, and it will see retriever fetches the information from the knowledge base. It will be depend on us. Again, vector DB is a concept where let's say binary numerical numbers. Our LLM do not understand text or our language. So we have to convert the text into embeddings form. Embeddings, which is nothing but numerical format of each text, and there is specific data set to store those embeddings, and those are nothing but vector databases. And very few and very common examples of vector database can be Pinecone or Chroma, Vivier now, very popular. And yeah, I was saying this PDF and the information which are stored in vector DB, code, web search, all this knowledge and this retriever fetches and give back to the LLM and the user's query and retrieve document, it it can access many types of data, like even dynamically, and not just what it is like memorized during training, but also LLM generates the response and maybe in summarization or in a structured format. So usually LLMs give answer in JSON format or in a very raw data. So we train LLM in such a way that it can give us very precise and structured way of answer. And chat, if you have noticed, ChatGPT and other AI models give answers in bullet point, and then we have space. That is all based on prompt engineering. And this, yep, this where this LLM will generate the response and will give back to the user. And this is what I was talking about. Now we are like at least clear with the concept that fine tuning and RAG is not same. There is a difference. If you can see, user can get the response from the fine tune LLM, and every year or every 6 months or whenever you want updated information, you can fine tune your LLM. And the process, fine tuning process happens before the execution. And RAG, you can, if you train your RAG and if you want to get a specific information, this process happened in runtime during the execution. So that was the difference in it. And let's move towards the prompt types and prompt designing. Like you all know, prompt is nothing but the text or context. So basically, a way to talk to AI in a good way. And trust me, it is completely depend on prompt. There are like few of the examples of prompt, and also there is a big architecture for prompt designing, and there are multiple types. But these are the very common ways. If you're a beginner, you should know about it. And sometimes we see that Gemini sucks, ChatGPT is not working good, AI is not working well, but it's actually not AI, it's our prompt. And we should get familiar with these kind of prompts so that to get relevant and the response in the way we want. So let's start with the zero shot inference. It's nothing zero shot. It's nothing but just a one line prompt. Like the model is given a task without any example. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna give you hands on all these parts. So let's just move towards our Google AI Studio. And in the document, if you scroll down a little bit, the document which I shared, in that I have mentioned the steps to go into Google Cloud Store console. So you can follow these step by step guide, or else you can follow my screen and we can do it together. On Google search, you can simply type Google Cloud Console. The first link is here, and in left side navigation, you can see Vertex AI option. In Vertex AI option, you have to go ahead and hit Vertex AI Studio, and this is the page which we'll be landing on. Perfect. Okay. This is the homepage of Vertex AI Studio, and like it mentioned, they mentioned develop, test, and deploy advanced multimedia AI. When they say multimedia AI, which means you can generate any kind of content and text in the form of image, in the form of video, or website building, app, code generation, and using Gemini. Here you can see you can use Gemini 3 Flash for text generation. You can use multiple AI models. Here there is a very best and very well-known model, image generation model, Nano Banana Pro. We have VO 3.1 as the latest video generation model. We can if you click on it, you can see, okay, this is the web page, no code platform where you can create or generate your videos. And this is the last option, which is the hero of today's workshop, and we're going to use this in the end of the workshop. But yeah, here we can build an app or create our website or build AI agents. So we were talking about prompt, yes, and we can start with the zero shot inference by moving my screen. Okay. I've given you I've given you the code. You can, if you want, you can just copy paste and ask the same thing to Vertex AI and try it by yourself. Now I'm asking Vertex AI or our Gemini that write a catchy slogan for a lemonade brand for me. Let's say you have a startup and you want a very good slogan for your social media handles. Let's see what it is answering. And this is nothing but zero shot prompting where our model has no idea what exactly we want. It's just giving the response as per question or query, and it is just guessing what exactly catchy means. And now if you can see, it is thinking, brainstorming, and yes, there we go. It is giving you answers in all the way and in every form. If you go ahead, this is the basic setting, so I'm gonna turn off the grounding. Now this is our basic model. Let's ask the second question. This is the second type, one shot inference, where we ask model one example to help AI model understand what exactly we want. So even the document I have mentioned this example, just feel free to copy this prompt and paste it over here to save everybody's time. Okay, here one shot is like giving one example, and we are teaching our AI the style of our slogan. Like we want it in ending with exclamatory mark, or we need one emoji at the end of the slogan just to make it, you know, fun and more friendly way. And now our AI is thinking and generating responses exactly as we want. It is giving us very short one-liner example. If you've noticed here, it gave even big slogans. Here it is giving only few one-liner of the examples. Now it's time of the third type, which is few short inference, where we are giving models few examples to learn pattern. Let's say if we have the healthcare company and we have responses in a different way, and for each question we want a fixed template response. So we will give the fixed template or example with like two, three, four examples to the AI by showing that, hey, if this kind of question comes, you have to answer in this way. I give very fun and very simple example here. You can try out with your examples or your project idea. Let's just see what AI respond with. And like I mentioned, we are giving examples here. And yeah, it is in this way we are teaching AI the rules of our style, like without explicitly teaching it. Let's say we are, for every slogan, we are adding emojis at the end. Here it was adding only in the front. If you can notice, it added few of the slogans. So here it is adding in many. Before it gave multiple option. It just threw whatever it had and it created it and it gave it to you. Here, our AI became specific. It gave only specific answer with, if you've noticed, with like short one-liner with ending with emoji. So this is the thing, and I just want to show you guys how much prompt is important and why does it matter to give prompt. So next time, if you want to have the proper answer, let's just not get frustrated by AI responses and make our AI prompts clear and structured in a way AI will understand it. And also there's one more way you can do it. Or if you want to generate an image, and if you want it from Nano Banana or any other image generation model, you can just ask any AI model, or ChatGPT is also a very good AI model with to whom you can ask, give me the proper prompt to give it to ChatGPT image generation model. to create an image on whatever the context you want. So you can ask AI what to give prompt to AI. You should try it, and it's really helpful. Even for my blog creation and my LinkedIn post creation, I do that. I ask AI to give prompt for AI. The next concept, if again, hey, Kakav is here. So I want you to try it one by one, or even go in detail. So I want you all to scan this QR code. So in this article, I've written step-by-step guide to type prompts and temperature, top P, top K, model choices and parameters with AI and on GCP. If you want to go and try other cloud platform, feel free to use that. And if you want to use Google Cloud Platform, I have written step-by-step guide here on this article. I'm assuming again that you have scanned this QR code, and let's just move ahead with the model parameter concept. If we go back, I close something. If we expand this section, you can see there are model settings here. These all modeling settings you have heard of, like model. You can select many models here from Gemini. These are the latest Gemini models. You can also select third party, which means Claude and DeepSeek and Llama. Llama is one of the best Meta's open source model. We have GPT here, and for Gemini we have different options. So in the model section, you can select different AI models. And now let me just give you heads up that we are on the AI no code platform, and these all things people write in a code to build an agent. Here what we are doing is we are just going into settings and fix a few of the prompts and instructions, and our agent will be ready, or our app is ready to work as per our requirement. So yes, we were on model. We are clear with model, thinking level low, high. We have grounding, region, and now there are few of the times you might have seen temperature, output token limit, and top P. So let's just dive deep into it by creating talking about temperature, top K, top P. So this is the architecture. This is not my architecture. I just fetch it from the internet, but I just like the way how they put it. So very simple example, starting with temperature. There is a range in temperature. You can set it to 0 to 1 till 1.52, and if you put low temperature, which means your AI model will answer you with the very typical and common responses, common answers. Let's see an example. There is one sentence: the cat sat on the dash dash dash. Fill in the blanks. If we have our temperature set to low, which is 0 to 0.5, our LLM will respond with the very common answer, which is mat. The cat sat on the mat. Now, if you want our AI to give response in a unique, or in variety of options, you can set temperature to high, like 1.5 or 2 or 1. Then it will go beyond the common answer and will give you answer like the cat sat on the moonlit balcony, or maybe on the window side.
And
This
hey,
is what.
while we're here, I see some questions in the chat, and they're really interested in getting a little bit more background on the parameters you're speaking to, like the
Uh-huh.
concept of like what is temperature, what is top K, what is top P, so that they understand these variables.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. These are the very well-known concepts, and people are unaware about, how to use this, when to use this. If you are building an AI agent with code, in the code itself, there is a fixed template. There you have to mention temperature and, top key are like optional. But if you are working on no code platforms, now they are like very popular among developers. There you have to take care of these terms because it matters a lot. An example is right here. Even if you can try it by giving this prompt: the cat sat on the mat, and if you set the temperature by low, it will give you the very common example. And if you set temperature high, it will give you example in a unique way. So this was about temperature. Low temperature, it will be more predictable. If you set high temperature, it will be more creative. Very best example and very best way to put it. This next is top K, which will limit your words. Let's say our K equals to 3. We put our K equals to 3 or 2. So the most likely, it will fetch most likely words at each step, which means if in AI LLM model it has like list of the words, and in the first word of course we have mat, and the second word we have chair, and the third position we have windowsill, in the fourth position we have, let's say, rainbow or piano. This is a list. If we set k equals to 3, it will fetch the top 3 answers. So if you see here, the cat sat on the mat or chair or windowsill, and will ignore the rest of the words. That is nothing but top key. And top p is similar to that, but it's the probability proportional, or we can say we are putting the threshold to for AI to fetch the answers. Let's say we put p equals to zero point 0.8, which is 80%. So it will fetch the 80% of the group from the words. So in our words list, there were few of the words which were coming in 80% of the portion. So our AI will fetch these words and will ignore the rest of them. Now you have familiar with what is temperature, what exactly temperature is, top K, top P. And while creating any agent or while working on any website on no code, or you even using code, you have to take care of instruction, which is nothing but prompt. You have to take care of these terms like temperature, top K, top P. There is one more thing, output token limit. And if you are already on Vertex AI platform, if you hover your cursor here, you can also see the description of each of the word. So if you hover your cursor on output token limit, you can see it is written that it will determine the maximum amount of text output from one prompt, and a token is approximately 4 characters. So again, like we know, there is always a limit for every token and output, and we have to set that. And even for every model, they everything has already decided from the starting. It's not just AI is not just randomly giving you answer. There is a token limit to that. And okay, I think I've cleared with the I've cleared few of the concepts which are like very well known, which we should aware about it. And even in interview, if you are giving interview for an AI developer, AI engineer, prompt engineer, these are the concepts which people would expect you from you to know and answer in a way that your expertise, or you at least you know have your hands dirty in this code. Yes. So again, I wanted to show you guys how the foundation models or the AI models which I was talking about, how we can use those to power our applications. Like I mentioned in the course agenda in the starting, I'm going to show you guys the sample demo on Vertex AI Studio, which I did few of the parts in the starting. But now let's just get to know again the architecture of it. So if there is an UI of Vertex AI Studio where user enter prompts like text or chat messages, and it makes sure that AI responses follows a safety rule and like responsible to all the responses. Behind the scenes, the query goes to the pre-trained AI model, and which are like fine tune or our custom data, which we have seen in the fine tuning section. And this system also applies like some of the safety rules. Like there are the rules which are available or we have put for the LLMs, which are very necessary, like not using appropriate language, using formal tone, or using structured way to respond. It will be take care by this. And there is one process where model customization, where like tune models will go through step by step, like preparing data from the customized domain data information which we have provided. It will fetch the relevant answer. Again, tune, it will test the performance, evaluate. Okay, I want to mention here, in evaluation means the response which AI is generating is, we are testing it is appropriate or not. We check hallucinations, it should not hallucinate. That's why we retrain our model, and that's why we use RAG process to give AI to give proper and accurate answers. We check hallucination, we check content similarity, whether AI is responding in a relevant answers or not, or maybe it should not go out of the syllabus and give any random answer. We also check completeness of the answer, where we have to see where answer, the question which the query which user asked, the answer is satisfying that question or not, users query or not. There are like many of the terms. Then we have like tone, where we have to check the language or tone of the AI response. A lot of things. If you like even search for eval on web or even on ChatGPT, it will give you what are the types of it. I got to know. I would like to mention this one thing here. So, being a part of San Francisco, we get chance to go to event and conferences. If you have tech events around your area, you should visit, because they provide these kind of things. So I got this Principles of Building AI Agents book for free at one tech event, and I was like, okay, it's a free of cost, let me just take it. And now this is my day to day thing, and while traveling, and whenever I'm like free, I read this. And most of the concepts, even like temperature, including temperature and evals, I have read in this book. So even if you are okay with reading architecture of like 10 to 12 pages of PDF, if you're okay with that, go through it. If you don't understand these technical language or English, you can ask ChatGPT by just giving prompt, hey, just explain me this concept in simple English, or by like you're explaining it to the 17-year-old kid, like a beginner. Or if you are a good reader, if you like to read books, you should go through all these books which are very informative. Coming back to our architecture, we yes, these model customization, then it will go to Vertex AI grounding service and citation check, where it monitor the models, like I mentioned, to ensure to stay accurate and safe over time, and then it will give response back to the user. And this was the very brief idea about how Vertex AI, work in the back end. I want to show you all the the sample demo of Vertex AI. Let's start with the creating. Let's start with creating a website on no code platform, and you don't have to be familiarized with the programming languages. If you know how to use these AI no code AI platforms, you can make a very good website, or even a very good AI agent for your company. Okay, like I mentioned in the starting when I was giving introduction of Vertex AI Studio, we will be concluding our workshop by building an app by using this fourth section. If you hit build an AI app, you can see there is one page over here, and it has already given the options or the examples to try. Just because we are running out of time, so I will go with the option which is already there. We're going to click on website chatbot, and let's say I want to create a chatbot for my website. It already have the fixed template. Create a chatbot for a financial services website to answer, which can answer questions about different types of investment and accounts. So if you have heard about Lovable is also one of my favorite website creation platform, which create a website just with your one prompt. And if you have used it, in left section we have our conversation context window, and in right side we have our website, and in three section like code, preview and edit. In code section you will see it creates the data backend code, and then you can preview your chatbot. Even here, if you are a front end developer, you would know these front end technologies. These are the JSON dot HTML TSX files. I'm not a front end developer, by the way, so even I didn't know about it, but AI just makes it easier for me. We can see it created code in the background, and in preview we can see our fine bot assistant is ready and it's asking me how can I help you. Let's just ask question. mm, Tell me about the long term investment. So for now, if we have any website, we can ask that, hey, tell me about the long term investment in XYZ company. But here it is giving us an example, and again we have to go to specs and give instructions to our chatbot. Like I mentioned, it should few of the instructions, like it should use proper appropriate language, formal tone, not abuse words or not too casual language. We can add resources means the let's say we have proper pricing for our financial you know for financial policies or packages. We can add the pricing PDF here. In a way we can give the resources to our chatbot. Here is the code. If you want to share your code in GitHub among all your colleagues and all your employees, you can share this code via GitHub or by downloading it in your local. And this is a preview section. I know it's like over time, but I want to quickly show you something. If you go back in Vertex AI option, in left navigation Vertex AI option, there is one more option, Agent Builder. In that, if you see Agent Designer, if you click on it, here I'm just showing you guys how quickly you can start any agent or create any agent without knowing much about coding. So if you can see, there is my agent, and if you click on the agent, here you can give name to agents and description. Let's say we are creating for our startup, or I already have an example, I can show that to you guys. We have space mission analyst. This is our system, and I gave prompt description with proper instruction, whichever I want. This will be our root node. And if you click on the plus sign, it will create a new sub agent for you. And you just have to click on that sub agent and rename it, give the description and instruction as per your requirement. And you can also have the code by clicking on get code, and you can just copy this code use and refer it to Python quick start for ADK, and you can run it locally also, and you can even run it here on the Google Cloud Storage. I just wanted to give just glimpse of the Vertex AI Studio. Just like this, there are like many of the no code platforms where you can click, just like within few clicks you can create an agent, you can build a website, you can build chatbot. And it is really easy if you just dive into it and get to know what exactly it is. It is easy for you even if you're not from non-technical background, if you're not from technical background. I hope this workshop was insightful for you all, and I think we are good to go, and we should open the Q&A session now.
Amazing job. Okay, I know that you guys had so many questions in the chat, and I did a pretty good job of catching them as you went. But if you have more, feel free to throw them in the chat or in the Q&A, or if you'd even like to jump off mic, you're welcome to jump in.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Miriam and Zaria are singing your praises. They're saying thank you. And then, oh, you rock too. Aw. Thanks, Vanessa. You guys have any questions? Any additional questions? Oh, Hapswa, go ahead. Go for it.
Um, Hi, Mansi. Thank you for the talk. Very insightful. I wanted to ask something that you already touched upon briefly, which was the hallucinations. Whenever you get really deep into the, the development or anything, the model starts to hallucinate. So, what are some of the steps you can take to minimize that or avoid that altogether?
So, are you asking reducing hallucination in a easy way, like not using RAG or anything?
Either way.
Another way of that. I hope I just want to clear the question. If
Oh
correct me
yes,
if I'm.
she was agreeing, and she was saying either way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just didn't hear you. Yep. So you can, yes, answer is yes. You can like eliminate the hallucination by not using RAG, but just for the small, if you have like working on any project and if you want specific information, you really don't have to like, fine tune or use RAG. You can just give the external resources whichever you have to your to your AI model or to your LLM and expect the answer accurate without hallucinating it. Because if you're working for a startup, I would really suggest you to go through these processes. But again, if it is like small kind of work project, or if you're working even in ChatGPT, if you see, we have GPT options and we actually can give system instructions over there to chat GPT. We can make it as our own chat GPT. And even as a content creator, I have like blog GPT and LinkedIn post GPT, where I've given instructions like I want my prompt to be accurate, organized, structured, and like simple English, or as the way I want. So yeah, answer for your question is yes, we can do it. But again, if you are working on small projects, then you can give external resources. If you're working on large scale of amount of data, then you should try the LLM and fine tuning processes. I hope I answer your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Afsa. Any other questions?
I'm checking out the chat. We're sharing our feedback survey, so definitely scan and fill out the feedback survey. Check out the link if you are able to in the chat. Rika, I see you're raising your hand. Go for it.
Right. Thank you, Mansi, for your talk today. I just wanted to ask you the last part about you went over the agent build that uh, sort of graph kind of thing. Do you mind? Would it be okay if you went through that one, walked us through that one more time? Because I missed the tail end of that demonstration from Vertex AI to building an agent.
Sure, yeah, I can do that. Happy to do it. Now let me share my entire screen and oh, okay. So let me start from scratch by opening Google Cloud Console. And before starting anything, we have to make sure that we are on any kind of a project. And if you are new to GCP, you can click on new project and create your project. And also, I'm not a new user, so I don't have any billing option here. If you are a first time user, you can see billing option or free trial option over there. If you enable that, you will get 30 to 90 days of free trial where you can make use of the all the no code platforms on Vertex AI. And also the Vertex AI Studio credits are there for like 1 year if you like go through that trial. Yes, first step is we made sure that we are inside a project. In left navigation, if we click on Vertex AI and Agent Designer, this is the screen we can see. if we click, this is to create agents. If we have the project, and when we have like subtask and we want our agent to do this subtask, but again reporting it to the main parent root of our agent. So here we will go. If we create the one parent node, we can see is already have created. If you just click on it, you can see option to rename it, give description, give instructions. Description is what that agent will do, and instruction is step by step things in detail. And model, here you can select like multiple of models if you have available here. And again, URL content, you can mention the things which you want in for your region to do. If you click on plus sign, it will automatically generate sub agent box in the down section. And again, the same things will follow for the sub agent as well. And if you again click on the add a sub agent, it will create a multiple sub agents like this. And there are like few of the things which you can try here. And if you even go on Vertex AI agent engine, there is one another option to develop agent, where it's just a part of the Vertex AI, where you can create or develop your agent on your specific website. So agent engine is for that, for the detailing agent. This one is for your projects to make subtask. And what else we were talking about? Yeah, and if we click on Vertex AI Studio, there is a option to build an application or website or any project as per our requirement, and we just have to give proper prompt, and yeah, it will be available for you. If you want any other information other than like this, I would happy to answer.
Thanks, Mansi.
Thank you
Do
so
we have
much.
any other questions?
There was one more question I saw from Latoria. Myself and Catherine asked, but I mean answered, but Mansi, it would be great to get your opinion as well. The question was, being that AI can do all of this for you, should you learn back end or front end? Would it even be needed? I don't know if this is a proper question for this workshop. So essentially the question is like, given AI's capabilities, do we have to still, I guess, learn these technical skills?
If you want to cope up with people, and if you want to make crazy cool projects, AI projects like other developers, I think these are the basics, and you should learn basics. And just to save your time, because even with ChatGPT, if you didn't know about all these things, you can just ask prompt and take answers. It will not give you proper answer, and again you have to ask for again, give me this, give me that, the proper instruction. Now you know prompt designing. Now you know that you have to give example to AI, understand in a better way, and give a relevant answer in a fixed template. Now you by starting your conversation, you will give a proper instruction, which will save your time and will get the relevant and accurate answer just in a way you want, without getting frustrated. So yeah, this is definitely a core point which we all should learn. It is not mandatory, like you have to learn this, but yeah, it is good to make your life easy, and work on the things which you want in a very short span of time. I hope I answer your question, Victoria.
I think you did. Thank you for everyone who asked questions. This has been amazing. Like I said in the chat, please, please, please fill out our feedback survey for anyone who's participating in 75 per specifically, and you're doing the quests in order to get that workshop quest, those points. The code word for today, I jumped it in the chat a couple of times, but the code word is Vertex. So there you go. And just like we said earlier, the recording for this workshop will be on YouTube within the next 24 hours. I'll also go ahead and include like any links that were mentioned by Mansi, but also we got a lot of great resources and links from people in the chat. I'll include that in our sort of recap email, as well as maybe like a glossary. I know there were people who were just like, wait, what is this term? What is that? So I think that'll be really cool to just, or really beneficial, I think, to see that glossary of words. And then I'll probably use like Notebook LM to create a quiz if you're wanting to maybe solidify what you're hearing today and the words that you're hearing. I think that'll probably be beneficial as well. But thank you so much to Mansi for doing this workshop. I'm already seeing some feedback come through, and people were really excited and got a lot of great value out of this workshop. Like we said, Mansi will be one of our mentors as well. And so I really do hope that you all continue on into the Ideathon and the Hackathon phases of this program. If you do, Mansi will be there to kind of help you with, just AI integration as well. And so this is going to be, I think this is going to be a good time regardless. If you haven't joined the Discord, like I say it in every workshop, please do so. This is going to be a great space to, ask other people questions, post about, things that you're building or learning. If you go on to now create your own AI agent, especially leveraging what you learned today, we'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. We'd love to know about it. If you're posting on LinkedIn, definitely tag us, tag CreateHER Fest, tag Mansi. We'd love to see what you all are building. So thank you all for showing up today. And honestly, let's end off. Give yourself some applause for showing up. I love to end off with that. Give yourself some applause for showing up today, showing up for yourself, learning something new. Even if you didn't totally understand everything, that is okay. The point is to take what you learned today and continue to build on it, continue to dive deeper, continue to, dig in and explore. And we're always available in Discord if you want to, ask questions or dig in, or maybe work with someone else on like, hey, I have this idea, I saw that you like to, do this and you have these skills. Maybe we work together and create a team and create a project for the Ideathon and Hackathon. So highly recommend just, conversing in that way. I'll leave you all happy Thursday, honestly. Happy Friday, Junior. If you're celebrating a holiday weekend, which I highly recommend that you do, go outside, have a little fun. It's great that we're doing these workshops, but I always encourage you to step out, touch grass, talk to your friends, talk to your loved ones, talk to family. It's not all about LinkedIn, even though it is a little bit about LinkedIn, but enjoy your days. So I really appreciate everyone showing up today, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank
I'll
you
play
so much.
some music too.
And if you have any queries, feel free to reach out on anywhere. Would love to connect with you and collab on any project if you are interested in. Thank you so much for joining, and have a good rest of your day.